T pivot plus. Okay, for computing this, the condition of equilibrium is already there because of the force. The combined total force of T is equal to 0. Computing torques around the pivot point. The mass of the plank forming the seesaw is distributed evenly in either side of the pivot point. So the torque exerted by gravity on the plank is T equals gravity. Can be computed as if all the plank's mass is concentrated at the pivot point, since it's centered on the pivot point. Then T gravity is 0 as the torque exerted by the pivot, because their lever arms, or both sides of the arms, are 0. This problem we need to set the sum of the torques to equal to 0. So that's, could I pause it? T pivot plus T gravity plus the T of man plus T of woman equals 0. The first two torques are 0. We're going to let x represent the man's distance from the pivot, and the woman is at a distance L divided by 2 from the pivot. We're going to solve for x. We've computed that the man should sit on the balance the seesaw at 1.47 meters. Now for part B. For part B, we need to assume that the net external forces must be 0. We start off by solving the resulting equation for the unknown normal force of N. So at this point we need to rearrange our formula so that we're solving for N. So then it's then we plug in our givens. And then when we enter this in a calculator, N equals 1.39 times 10 to the third newtons. Okay, for part C, we have to repeat part B, but this time compute the torques about an axis through the left end of the plank. So to compute the torques using this axis and set their sum to equal to 0, now the pivot and the gravity forces on the plank result in a non-zero torque. And to do that, we're going to use this formula, T of man plus T of woman plus T of the plank plus T of the pivot equals 0. We would use the equation of At this point, we can solve for x by substituting the normal forces found in part B. So then our answer will end up being x equals 1.46 meters. This is Michael Diamond, and this is our rigid body equilibrium assessment.